Hello everyone, welcome to the official YouTube channel of Officers Adda 24/7. My name is Amanjyot and today we are going to discuss what are the money laundering avoidance software. So we can simply say they are the anti-money laundering softwares, or we can say these are the software which are avoiding the money laundering. So money laundering avoidance software if you are talking about, or if we are talking about the anti-money laundering software, both are the same thing. We are trying to avoid the money laundering here. Okay, so before starting the session, let me know, am I audible to all of you, and the PPT is also visible. Are we good to go? Good evening, Raj. So today we are going to discuss that how anti-money laundering softwares are going to help us to investigate, to monitor the money laundering which is happening in the financial system, and why this anti-money laundering softwares are very important for the financial institution, and what are the different advantages of these, and how to implement these softwares in the financial system by which we can analyze, we can investigate all the suspicious transactions. Okay, so this is the overall discussion which we are going to do today. So first of all, everything is okay, right? Let's just start. So before starting the session, those candidates who are new to the channel, do subscribe the channel Officers Adda 24/7 and press the bell icon so that all the upcoming sessions notification will be given to you. Okay, now first of all, whenever we are talking about AML software, we can say it as a money laundering avoidance software which are helping us to avoid the money laundering, or we can simply say these are the anti-money laundering software which are controlling money laundering. Okay, so AML software has become an essential component of any bank's compliance effort, especially in 2022 also, as we are seeing that the types of risk which are exposed to bank are continuously increasing, and we are seeing that there are multiple risks, and to control those risks and to control the terrorism financing and money laundering, so the AML software becomes a very essential component for banks for compliance efforts. Now AML software must reconcile all transaction, monitor for suspicious activity, and assist in the detection of terrorism financing activities. Now what these softwares are doing, these softwares are preparing or performing the same thing which the RBI or FATF or IMF or BCBS are performing. Everyone or every institution or every organization is trying to control the money laundering and terrorism financing. So similar activity will be performed by the AML softwares. So when we are talking about the AML softwares, they will investigate and monitor the transactions which are done by the customer. So all the financial transactions or financial dealings of the customer will be investigated or monitored by the software to analyze the suspicious activity in the account. Okay, and to control the money laundering and to detect the terrorism financing. So there are many AML software available to financial institution, and it can be difficult to identify which AML software will be best meet your needs. So there are multiple AML software which are going to help us to control the money laundering, to detect the terrorism financing in the transaction or financial dealing, but it's a kind of a tough job to find out that which particular AML software will suit better for your banking business or for your banking services. Okay, so for this we have a certain criteria that when you are deciding or when you are choosing AML software, what are the different points you have to be in your mind so that you will choose the right AML software, which we are going to discuss in the further session, in this session, in the further class. Okay, so first of all, we have discussed that AML softwares are a essential component of the bank's compliance effort. Second, we have discussed it helps us to find out the transactions, it helps us to find out or to monitor the suspicious activity in the financial dealing of the customer. It also helps in detecting the terrorist financing activities in the account. After that, there are many AML software available to the financial institution, but the hard thing or the tough task is to decide that which AML software is going to meet the need of the financial institution. Okay, next. So AML software controls the suspicious transaction. Then how it happens? So some AML software system offers a real-time view of transaction. It means when you are giving instruction to the banking sector to perform a certain transaction, at the same time there are certain AML softwares who are doing real-time view of your transactions and alerts, which is important in preventing possible money laundering activities. So on the real-time basis, as you all know about the RTGS. What is RTGS? Is real-time gross settlement. Under real-time gross settlement, real-time fund transfer will be done. Now, what is the meaning of the real-time transfer? It simply means when a customer is giving instruction to a bank to transfer a certain money from one account to another account. At the same time, transaction is being processed by the bank. That is known as your real-time transfer. Similarly, here we are saying that these AML software are helping us to find out, or they are offering us the real-time view of the transaction, and also at the same time they give alerts to prevent the possible money laundering activities. So at the time customer is giving instruction for the financial dealing, at the same time we are investigating, we are viewing the transaction of the customer, and at the same time we will provide the alert to the authority so that the money laundering should be preventable. Okay, next is, furthermore, some AML software will also provide you with the ability to monitor cash deposits at various ATMs across your institution's coverage area. It's worth noting that these features may come with an additional cost. So AML software is simply as we buy the IT software or another software, similarly we have to buy the AML software, okay, that is anti-money laundering software. So what we are saying, that anti-money laundering software, it is obvious that it is doing the real-time view of the transaction, it is sending you the alert to prevent the money laundering. Apart from these, the other facilities or other benefits or other features are also available in the AML softwares, which is it can monitor the cash deposit which are happening from the cash deposit machines, okay, and the locality of your particular bank or the nearest area of your bank or the area you are covering, okay, in your banking sector. So this is the feature in the AML software which can be used by the financial institution, in which they can also monitor the cash deposit from the cash deposit machines. But if you want these features, you have to pay more additional cost to add these features in your AML software. So that's why we are saying now you can say, you can decide that what types of facilities you need under your AML software, what kind of observations you need, what kind of investigations or monitors you want to perform in your banking sector. According to that, you can analyze and said that these facilities or features are required as per our needs, and that will be provided you at an additional cost. Okay, that is AML software. Now there are AML software that permit you to track the identities of your customer and perform cross checks and other database for potential matches. So the other benefit or other feature of this AML software is that they also permit you to track the identities of your customer. It means a kind of, which we are doing with the help of KYC. Similar facility will be provided by the AML software to track the identities of your customer and perform the cross check with the database given by the software to you about your customer information. You can cross check that data, that is it true or not. You can match the data with the customer's data. Now this can be invaluable tool in preventing terrorist financing activities, as it requires no additional effort. That this can be an invaluable tool. This is an invaluable tool in preventing the terrorist financing activity, because it requires no additional effort on behalf of the institution's staff or management. So that's why we are saying this is an invaluable tool in preventing the terrorism financing. Okay, next, what are the key features of to look when selecting AML software for your institution? So what type of features, or what are the we can say the additional activities being required at the time of introducing or at the time of deciding that which AML software will be best for our institution, or which AML software will fulfill our needs? So these are the certain features. First is your real-time transaction monitoring. So whenever you are ordering for AML software, first thing you have to give is that you have to check that the real-time transaction monitoring is happening. Okay, it is very important. Okay, let's continue. So I think buffering is not buffering is okay now. I hope it's not buffering anymore. So let's start. We were discussing what are the key features to look for when selecting AML software for your institution. As we said that every financial institution required their own AML software as per their own needs, that what type of features you require, because for every feature you have to pay an additional cost. For every feature you have to give an order regarding the feature to add in the AML software. So what are the different key features which we have to look for when selecting AML software for your institution? So first is real-time transaction monitoring is very important. When we are deciding that what type of AML software we required, we have to check that there is a real-time transaction monitoring is available, in which at the same time you are performing the transaction or you are giving order to perform a financial dealing, at the same time your transaction will be reviewed by the software, and also at the same time that alert will be given. Now, ability to monitor cash deposits at ATMs across coverage area. The second feature we required in the AML certificate is the ability of the AML software to monitor the cash deposit at different ATMs across the coverage of your banking area. Okay, and the third which feature we required is the tracking customer identities and cross check with other database. So it is very important for any AML software to have these certain features. The first feature is to have the real-time transaction monitoring, so that at the same time we will give the alert to the financial institution. And second, we require the ability to monitor the cash deposit at the ATM, at the cash deposit machines in the coverage area of the bank. And the next is tracking the customer identities and cross check with other database which is available with you, so that you can easily have the customer identity and you can know what financial dealing is done by the customer. Okay, now the next is what is the anti-money laundering solution is. So the anti-money laundering solution is an end-to-end machine learning based false positive money laundering alert detection system. So when we are talking about what is AML solution, so AML solution is the simple solution which is given by the AML softwares to us. So this is an end-to-end machine learning based false positive money laundering alert detection system, in which it is giving you the alert, in which it is using end-to-end machine learning based false positive money laundering alert, in which we are saying if a suspicious transaction happen, in the real-time review of the transaction you will be able to know that is it a false money laundering or a positive money laundering alert. And as per that data, as per that report, what you can do, you can give alert to the financial institution. And the second is it is deployed in a financial institution to reduce false positive money laundering alerts is generated by the rule-based alerting system. So initially we were using the rule-based alerting system, in which we were facing certain issues related to the false positive money laundering alerts. What does the false positive money laundering alerts means? Simply the alert we have got related to the money laundering transaction or the suspicious transaction was fraud or was false suspicious transaction. So we were using the rule-based alerting system, in which we have certain rules which was given by RBI or IB or another international organizations to control the money laundering and FATF, or to check the KYC of the customer and to check the identity of the customer, etc. So we have a certain rule-based alerting system, in which certain times this system was used to give a false money laundering alert. It means actually it was not a money laundering, but still we got what we got the particular alert on the money laundering. So that to eliminate this facility or to eliminate this issue, we have introduced AML softwares. Okay, next is features to look in the AML software solution and the AML system is what features we required in an AML solution and AML system is, first of all, behavioral analytics. When we are talking about the behavioral analytics, we are simply saying that we required a type of software, or we required a type of AML solution in which we are capable of analyzing the behavior of the customer's financial dealing. So behavior analytics is very important while deciding or while looking for a AML solution or AML system. The second is your case management. In case management, we required a certain knowledge or skills in which we will be able to analyze the case, that is it a suspicious transaction or not, or we will remove or we will eliminate the false positive money laundering alerts. Okay, Next is your compliance reporting. Compliance reporting means simply we have discussed there are certain types of reports which should be given to the FIUIND, that is Financial Intelligence Unit India, which is the authority to track the money laundering in the country. So compliance reporting is important while we are deciding the AML solution or AML system, because with the help of this you will be able to report, you will be able to give the alerts, you will be able to inform the financial institution when and where the transactions are happening. Next is identity verification. It is very important, as we have discussed already. Then when you are deciding or when you are choosing your AML solutions or the AML software, it is required to know that the tracking customer identity feature is available in your AML software. So why we need this? Because we want an identity verification of our customer, so that we will check the database we have related to our customer and we can identify that this database is sufficient for the details required for the customer or not. Then the risk assessment is very important. A AML solution or AML system should be a type of system in which we are capable of doing the risk assessment. So we should be able to know what type of risk can arise because of this transaction, because of this money laundering or suspicious activity, and what type of risk is covering or what type of risk can expose to the financial system and how to manage that risk. This feature should also be there. Okay, next is investigation management. It is obvious. If you want to track or if you want to identify the money laundering activity or terrorism financing, we need an investigation management in the financial system. And at the end, transaction monitoring. So whatever financial dealing are happening in the banking sector or the financial sector, we have to do the transaction monitoring, that what are the transactions are happening and what are the consistency of the transaction and what amount of transactions are regular basis on the regular basis happening. So these are the features which we should look in the AML solution and AML system. Okay, at the time of deciding the software. Now the data sources which are required by the AM solution, because we know that we have to do the identification of identity verification. So we need a certain data sources from where we can collect the data and decide what to act now. So first is pre-marked AML alert data. First of all, AML software gives us a real-time view transaction. AML software do the real-time view transaction and gives real-time alerts. So first we will use the pre-marked AML alert. After that, we will have the banking transactional data. Whatever transaction a customer is performing in a bank, we will have the banking transactional data of that. At the end, we will have the banking KYC data also, because we know your customer is a process in which which is a very mandatory process for all financial institutions to compile with, in which they are getting the data related to the customer, related to the information of the customer. Now what are the different datas or what are the KYC documents we have to give in the banking KYC data? First we have to take from the customer the identity proof, then we have to take the address proof and the photograph of the document of the customer. Okay, so these are the documents we collect from the KYC process, so that we will able to know the customer to whom we are providing the services. Okay, so these are the data sources which is required by the AML solutions to provide solution for the money laundering or to control the anti-money laundering. Okay, now what are the advantages of the AML solution? So first advantage is it reduces the human inaccuracy. There is a chances when a human being or AML analyst is performing investigation or monitoring the suspicious transaction and the financial dealing of the customer and then deciding or detecting that is it a suspicious transaction or not, there is a chances that a human being can create or can perform a certain inaccuracy in the performing his or her work. So it reduces the human inaccuracy from the system. It reduces the required person hours when an individual person or AML analyst is investing or monitoring the transaction. It takes time, because human beings takes time more than in comparison to artificial intelligence. It is but obvious. So what we are saying, it reduces the required persons hour that we have to appoint for the anti-money laundering analyst. Next is it increase the speed of the investigation, because it do the real-time transaction, it do the real-time view of transactions and give alert also. It increase the speed of the investigation, by which we will know easily and we will know quickly and early that what are the transactions are there, which of the following transactions are there which are creating suspicious activity in the banking system or financial system. Okay, so this is all which we have discussed about the anti-money laundering software, or it is also known as money laundering avoidance software. You can call it anything, anti-money laundering software or money laundering avoidance software. So I think it is clear to all. If we are talking about the examples of anti-money laundering softwares which you have to buy, okay, that these software which we have to buy. So Oracle Financial Crime and Compliance Management Cloud Service is an example of the anti-money laundering software. Okay, so Oracle gives us the anti-money laundering software. Apart from that, we have a Bay system NetRival, that is also a anti-money laundering software. Then we have FICO Simron AML, that is also anti-money laundering software. Or next we have a Feature Space ARIC anti-money laundering software. So these are the certain examples of anti-money laundering software which we can use or which we can appoint in our financial institution to find out what are the money laundering activities or terrorism financing is happening in our bank or in our financial institution. Okay, so these are the examples which we have discussed about the AML software, and each and every financial institution have to buy the AML software, and also if they want additional features as per their requirement, they have to pay additional cost for that. Okay, so this is the AML software or money laundering avoidance software which we have discussed today. Now information for all of you that on Officers Adda 24/7 we are conducting the interbank bank quiz, in which you can participate and win an exciting cash reward, and this quiz will be based on the general awareness, your banking current affairs and your banking awareness, and this is going to conduct on 22nd of May, which will be live at 11 AM only on Officers Adda 24/7. Okay, so when we are talking about this quiz, why we are creating this quiz and why we are conducting this quiz, just to create a healthy competition among the candidates so that they will be preparing for the exam. Every person is preparing for certain exams. Some are preparing for JAIIB, some are preparing for CAIIB. You all are preparing for AML KYC certification exam. So simply when we are talking about the quiz, it creates a healthy competition among the candidates because it will enhance your knowledge. It is only not helping you to win the exciting cash reward, but is also going to help you to increase your knowledge, to increase your skills regarding the general knowledge of the banking awareness, current affairs, and your banking awareness static knowledge. Okay, so this quiz is happening going to happen on 22nd of May, and to enroll in this particular quiz you will find the form in the description of this particular session, and you can enroll from there to yourself. Okay, now those candidates who are preparing for JAIIB exam June, so there are 3 batches. We are starting from 20th of May and 30th of May. So first batch is related to the case study, in which PPB 200 case study we are going to discuss or we are going to practice. Next, there is another batch in which 600 case study will be there for all of your subject, that is PPB, AFB and LRB. After that, we have a selection batch, and selection batch is a type of crash course in which we are going to cover your syllabus in a certain limited time period in a duration of 1 month, and we will cover the syllabus as per the requirement of the exam. Okay, and to enroll in these particular batches, you can go to the Adda 24/7 application and you can use a code Y469, and for today only, or not for today, for this weekend, you will get 81% discount on each and every JAIIB, CAIIB and bank promotion exam which is available on Adda 24/7 application or website. Okay, so you will get 81% discount by using this code while availing any of these batches. Okay, after that we have 80% flat sale going on, which is for the weekend special mega offer for all of you. As we know, there is a 3-day holidays for all of you, and all of you are preparing for a certain exam. So this is a weekend special mega offer for all of you, in which you will get flat 80% off, and if you purchase any batch which you are preparing from the Adda 24/7 application, you will get additional 1% discount there. So you will get 81% discount while purchasing from Adda 24/7 application, and for that you can use a code that is Y496. Okay, and we have a test pack also available related to the JAIIB, CAIIB sections, and to enroll in this particular test pack, you have to use the code Y496S, and you will get 22% discount on the test packs. After that, we have available video classes course for your JAIIB preparation, one in bilingual, one is English medium, and to enroll in this particular batch, you again use to code the Y496, and you will get 80% discount on these products also. So the video course is also available, selection batch is also coming, and your case study batches are also coming, and there is a weekend special mega offer of 81% flat sale from our 24/7 application on all the JAIIB, CAIIB and bank promotion exams. Okay, so if you are planning to give a certain exam in the coming months, in the upcoming months, then do check our 24/7 application and do check what are the products available there, and you can enroll by using the Y496 code. Okay, so